everybody. Long time no see, but we are back with another Facebook Live, another really informative one today, especially for our vet students and vet graduates. We have a really special guest. Megan is back with us. So before we jump into all of that good stuff, we're going to go over our Facebook Live etiquette as always. So take it away, Lauren.
Thanks, Jess. So as Jess mentioned, we have a lot of exciting stuff to cover today on the topic of veterinary telehealth. So if you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comments. Also, feel free to share this with any of your friends in the vet industry or who are looking to get into the veterinary industry. This could be a great one for them to watch. If you are currently a student and you need to get in touch with us, please don't leave any of your personal information in the comments because, of course, those are public. You can instead call Student Services at 1-888-427-1000. If you want to learn more about our veterinary telehealth program after today's conversation, you can, of course, visit our website, but you can also call our admissions department at 1-888-427-6500 and talk to someone one-on-one. So with that being said, let's formally introduce Megan. She is the director of the Veterinary Academy here at Penn Foster and the master of all of our programs and everything we have going on. It was a huge part in getting our vet telehealth program up and running. So Megan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about the telehealth program today.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do here at Penn Foster?
Sure. So I've actually been here, I think, over 9 years now. Yes. I oversee all academic aspects of our animal and veterinary related programs at Ashworth and Penn Foster. So that also includes me being the program director for our veterinary technician programs.
That's awesome. And on a personal level, now that we are finally into the summer, any fun plans this summer?
Just a family vacation to the beach. So looking forward to that. I love the beach.
Nice.
Too. That's the best. What beach are you going to?
Tybee Island.
I've never heard of it.
It's in Georgia. It's really nice. It's our second time going there, so really looking forward to it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
If any of you guys watching have fun summer plans, drop those in the comments too, and let's check in. All right, I think we can probably dive into this conversation, which I know what all of you watching are waiting for. Let's start with the basics. Megan, what is vet telehealth?
Yeah, so telehealth, actually, you may have heard of parts of telehealth before, like telemedicine. A lot of times you'll hear it used in human medicine, and it's actually a subcategory of telehealth. So telehealth is a term that encompasses all the technology that's used to deliver healthcare electronically. So like telemedicine is like when you meet with your doctor over like Skype or a virtual tool to deliver health information.
Yeah, definitely makes sense, putting those tele and health together. Kind of self-explanatory, but great to get, the actual definition of what that means, because I do know, like you said, telemedicine is a piece of that, but It's not necessarily the same thing. And I know sometimes I kind of get them mixed up and interchange them in my head.
Yeah, and actually in the course, if you were to take it, you would learn about what telehealth is and all the different subcategories of telehealth, like teletriage, teleadvice, teleconsulting, what they are, and it gives a really great foundation of not only those different categories, who can perform them and how they fit into the telehealth categories.
Yeah, definitely. And I know me personally, I've had telehealth appointments in the past, especially right at the beginning of the pandemic. I know that was, a really big thing that they were trying to do just to be able to see patients. But what does that kind of look like? I mean, that kind of looks like in a veterinary sense.
Yeah, I know. I think that's probably the part that really confuses people because it's different, like when, you know, there's two humans talking back and forth, like how do you do that with an animal? So obviously the pet owner is doing the talking, but, you know, depending on the type of tools, and there are various different tools, you know, sometimes it's, you know, just an owner and a veterinarian or a veterinary technician talking through text or chat, or sometimes it's like a video, like through Skype when they're doing more telemedicine, and may even be doing some video where they're looking at the patient.
That's interesting. So why, from the perspective of someone looking to add telehealth skills to their list of credentials, why are telehealth services so in demand at veterinary practices and hospitals right now? And why is this a good time to explore these?
Yeah, that's those are really good questions, and a lot of it has to do with you know, actually is accelerated by the pandemic. So you know, the veterinary profession already, many people may have heard there's a, you know, a national vet tech shortage, which is one of the, you know, things that Penn Foster works so hard on, is to help students, you know, become veterinary technicians. But you know, there's so many animals out there that need veterinary care, and there's not always enough appointments for all of them. And then with the pandemic and shutdowns, you know, there was limits on, you know, face-to-face and seeing people directly. So it really pushed the limits for telehealth use in veterinary medicine, and kind of pushed it along quicker than it would have before that. So telehealth is a really great way to help leverage and utilize current team members and be able to do what we all love so much, is to help animals. And we can do that virtually and efficiently.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I know too, just again from personal experience, because I definitely went through this, a lot of people during the COVID-19 pandemic added new pets to their households because, you know, it was honestly, I mean, for me, it was a great time to, you know, me and my fiance bought a house, and it was the perfect time to bring, you know, get pets because I was working from home, and it was the perfect time to be able to be here with them as they were, you know, acclimating to our new home and things like that. So I'm sure that that coupled with the fact that people couldn't come into a veterinary practice just made
Right.
these skills, you know, very valuable.
Yeah, and that too. So people are spending more time now. Not that owners didn't want to spend time with their pets, but working from home, people getting, you know, more pets, or people that didn't have pets getting pets. You know, especially, you know, being home, working from home, people are noticing issues with their pets sooner or more often than they would have before. So, which is prompting them to take them to the vet to be seen.
That's a great point. One question I have is, how are skills for veterinary telehealth different or separate from like the skills that you would need just as a veterinary technician working with animals in person?
That is a very good question. So there is some foundational skill overlap, you know, like working with clients, but it's understanding how to, you know, in veterinary medicine, a lot of times we're very used to working with people face to face, showing through models, diagrams. So the telehealth certificate and program, you know, that helps you to build on a lot of those skills that you may have learned either on the job or through a program, to be able to do telehealth, and the program too. It helps to you know, position in growth in your current role. So if it's something that, say, you're a receptionist or a veterinary assistant, or you're even a vet tech, it could help you, you know, to better assist clients when you're, you know, they're calling in and needing assistance.
That's a really great point. And I know you mentioned before, ultimately, the goal of anyone in a vet practice is to help animals feel good and be good, and for their owners to, you know, successfully help their pets thrive and be happy. But, you know, you made a good point too, that it's about helping the animals, but also for people working in a vet practice or in a vet hospital, it is about growing your career and being able to move up in your profession. So could you talk a little bit more about that aspect of it?
Yeah. So, like I said, there is foundational skills that they've already learned, but like this will help veterinary professionals to build on those and how to use those skills in telehealth, teletriage, and tele-advice settings, and understand within their role what they can and can't do. The program covers different elements like veterinary patient-client relationships and overview of laws and regulations, which is really important because as veterinary professionals, we never want to practice outside the scope of what's the law regulates. So just knowing that, to me and to many other, I'm sure, veterinary practice managers and owners, like that's a real benefit to have that knowledge already, and it cuts down on them having to train their employees with this information. You're already entering in, so it's a really great resume builder.
It also sounds like, if it's somebody who, let's say, has been in the veterinary industry for, years and, their schooling, was a little while ago, obviously, there's continuing education and things like that, which this is also can qualify for, which is awesome. But somebody who, their schooling might have been a little while ago will not be, I don't want to say they're relearning things, but, going through the program, they'll probably, touch on things that they learned before and, the updated versions of those things now, which is kind of really nice because you're learning a new skill, but also doubling down on the skills you already have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. With veterinary medicine, and medicine in general, there's always changes and updates. Standards of care are always, increasing and getting better, because we always want to do what's best for, our patients. So we're always trying to get better. So that's a great point.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like this program could be good for anyone who's been in the veterinary profession that wants to refresh some skills and really hone in on telehealth. Megan, I know you mentioned earlier too, if you work in a vet practice as maybe a practice manager or a vet assistant, this could be a great way to kind of get your foot in the door to work on moving up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it sounds like for a wide variety of people, right, this could be a great fit to really enhance your skills.
Yes, absolutely.
Megan, what are you personally most excited about regarding this program?
I think for me personally, telehealth is a way to really grow and leverage veterinary teams and give opportunity for growth. I know one thing as a veterinary technician myself, one thing that I've always struggled with, and which actually led me to my career in education, is I always want to be constantly upskilling and learning more and advancing myself in the profession. And I think that the ability for Penn Foster to be able to offer something like this is just such an exciting opportunity. Because like I said, I'm really passionate about medicine and making pets' lives, and of course their owners, want them to have a great quality of life with their pets. It's really just great that we can, pass this type of education along to people so that way we can all work together to have a better veterinary profession.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know something else you're really passionate about, Megan, is like the utilization of veterinary
Yes.
technicians. And I feel like, gaining these skills are a really great way to make a veterinary technician, just that much more valuable to a veterinary practice.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, the program is here, it's ready, it's launched. How do you think, in your own words, this education at Penn Foster can, you know, help them get the leg up?
Um, you like That's a real, again, I have to think about that one because there's so many things that I could talk about. I mean, just this program in general, you know, I think a lot of the elements that we've already kind of covered, really great resume builder. So if you're somebody that is a credentialed veterinary technician, you know, it's a great opportunity to get some continuing education credits while learning or building on some, you know, skills that you have. If you are a vet assistant or a receptionist or a vet practice manager, you know, it's a great way to kind of get your feet wet and build some knowledge. And hey, maybe you'll be interested in continuing with Penn Foster and other programs like a veterinary technician. Yeah, I think it's a really awesome opportunity, and I'm so excited to be able to have it for our students.
That's awesome. Are there any education or work qualifications that you need to have already in order to enroll in this program?
So if my recommendation is obviously somebody that's working in the field. You know, it does provide some basic foundational information, but you know, veterinary assistants, veterinary technicians, and receptionists are really the best enrollees for this one.
And how much of a commitment is this program?
That's a good question. You know, it depends. It's self-paced. So I mean, students can probably get it done, you know, in as little probably as a month or so. And you know, if it's, you know, again, if they need to take a little bit longer because they're busy, it's flexible.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Very convenient, but also something that if you make it your goal to enroll and take this on and add that skill to your resume, it's achievable in a shorter time frame, which is really cool.
Yes.
Absolutely. I feel like too, I mean, Megan, you could probably speak to this. Continuing education is something that basically all veterinary professionals have to kind of do every couple of years. I'm not sure how often, but if you have to do it anyway, you might as well be learning, you know, this new up and coming skill that is only going to be more prevalent going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, veterinary technicians definitely need to have a certain amount of continuing education hours. Again, it does vary depending on state, and then approved veterinary assistants too as well.
For in terms of like the courses that or the lessons that are included in this program, what are some of the ones that you think are the most valuable?
I would say laws and regulations is definitely one that I think is important because it's always great to understand scope of who can do what and different roles in the team. And then you know, just using different aspects. A lot of times, you know, veterinary technicians do things like teletriage. So that one, I really enjoyed that one. Those are probably my favorite. The laws and regulations is more of my I'm very I don't know, type A personality, I guess. Like that.
No, that makes sense. And I'm sure that contributes to workplace safety too, personally and legally. You want to make sure that you're doing everything the way that it's supposed to be done.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for giving us all of this valuable information on the telehealth program. For anyone watching today, Megan is no stranger to Facebook Live. So she has come on before to talk about our other programs in the veterinary space. So definitely feel free to scroll through some of our other videos. If you're interested in learning more about our vet assistant program or veterinary technician programs, we have lots of information right from Megan on those. Also, if you visit our website, pennfoster.edu, you can check out information on all of our veterinary programs there. So hopefully this conversation inspired you to want to learn more. Megan, thank you so much again for joining us today and providing all of this great information about telehealth.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
See you all next time. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.